I'm John Hendricks. It's Tuesday, May 5th. Today, a call for decorum.
We now have a new regime in the chamber that is more concerned with words.
How the Speaker of the Manitoba legislature is cracking down on the language used during debates, and why the House Leader is raising concerns. Also today, a major cat rescue.
They weren't all in the best of conditions.
The record-breaking amount of felines that one animal rescue took in this spring. Plus, gearing up. How the plans for permanent bike lanes along Wellington Crescent are starting to take shape. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Mary Lee is away. The Speaker of the Manitoba legislature is cracking down on the language used during debates after receiving repeated complaints in recent months. Joining me now live is CTV's Daniel Halmerson. So, Danny, what will actually change in question period?
Well, John, Speaker Tom Lindsay says he'll be enforcing new rules about decorum. On Monday, the Speaker spoke in Legislative Chamber prior to the start of question period, saying he had concerns about the use of unparliamentary language and decorum. He said members of the public and school groups viewing question period have voiced complaints and that the behavior does not set a good example. To counteract this, the Speaker has now made a list of words considered unparliamentary. They include racist, bigot, homophobe, transphobe, and misogynist. The words are included because they attack a member's character or integrity. PC leader Abhi Khan welcomed the new rules, but the NDP's House Leader is raising concerns.
We now have a new regime in the chamber that is more concerned with words and people's feelings being hurt by their own behaviors rather than the safety of my BIPOC colleagues. That's what I'm concerned about.
Nahanni Fontaine said she was specifically referring to members of the NDP caucus because of the party's diverse membership group.
So will Lindsay do anything else to enforce good behavior?
Well, Tom Lindsay says members who engage in loud or excessive heckling will be called to order if they are called 3 or more times. The Speaker will not recognize them for the remainder of the day. And members who ignore the rule will also be asked to leave the chamber. CTV's Jeff Keel spoke with a political science professor from U of M. He'll show you if the Speaker is breaking new ground with these rules coming up at 6.
All right. Thanks, Danny. Ceremonies were held in Winnipeg and across the country today to mark Red Dress Day in honor of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Métis artist Jamie Black inspired the use of red dresses to represent missing and murdered people with an exhibit in 2010. The ceremonies held today honor those who have lost their lives while also calling for justice and systemic change. Manitoba's highest court has ruled a man who served a decade in prison before later being acquitted can't continue his lawsuit against the province. Mark Grant filed the suit in 2019, seeking $8.5 million in damages against the Winnipeg Police Service and the provincial government. He alleged they engaged in a negligent investigation and malicious prosecution that left him wrongfully convicted of murdering 13-year-old Candace Dirksen. In his decision on Friday, the appeal court ruled nothing in the claim could give rise to the type of tainted tunnel vision that amounts to malice. Grant's lawyers say they'll consider whether to appeal to the Supreme Court of Canada. In the meantime, his lawyers say the lawsuit will continue against police. A 23-year-old youth pastor has been charged with the sexual assault of a teenage camp counselor. Winnipeg police say the sex crimes unit received information about the alleged sexual assault in March. They were told it involved an adult pastor who directed a youth camp group. Police allege the pastor groomed and gained the trust of a youth camp counselor who was a teenager at the time, beginning in August of 2025. Police say the teenager met with the accused on multiple occasions in private and received sexually explicit material from the pastor. The pastor was arrested on April 30th. Carson Alexander Pargo has been charged with sexual assault, sexual exploitation, luring a person under 18 years of age, and distributing sexually explicit material to a minor. He's been released with conditions. None of the charges have been proven in court. A local animal rescue has taken in a record-breaking 106 animals in April alone. This includes the removal of dozens of cats from unsafe conditions.
We were asked to step into a situation where there was somewhere between 60 and 70 cats in total that needed to find homes from a hoarding situation.
Tales of Freedom Rescue has since brought in 43 of those cats, from 3-week-old kittens to adult felines. Another 20 are still waiting for their help. The rescue says the average outdoor cat can have up to 3 litters a year, which can cause numbers to quickly get out of hand. That's what they think happened in this case. All the cats were living on one property and had various health concerns.
They weren't all in the best of conditions. Some had major conjunctivitis, upper respiratory infections. Lots of them had issues with ears were full of ear mites.
And that takes a financial, emotional, and human resource toll on the rescue. Intake and vetting costs are estimated at $20,000, the same as its average monthly operating costs. The rescue says the community has stepped up to help with their ongoing fundraising efforts. The plan for permanent bike lanes along a stretch of Wellington Crescent is starting to take shape. The city is looking for a consultant to design separated bike lanes to run along the roadway between Academy Road and Stradbrook Avenue. An RFP issued last week says the bid should include 2 design options that include separate bike lanes and maximize traffic flow while maintaining emergency access to the area. Construction is expected to happen in spring or summer of 2027 with a price tag around $5.5 million. The deadline for submissions is May 15th. And we're joined now by CTV weather specialist Colleen Brady with your first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. And Colleen, incredibly cold for this time of year.
It certainly is. And if you didn't notice, John, it was snowing out there a little bit, both in Winnipeg and in Brandon and points in between and beyond. We have a very unstable air mass over the province, and these northwest winds persist, helping to exacerbate the issue and certainly bringing down that colder air. We have one more day to go of this, and then circle Thursday on your calendar. That's the new day to look forward to. Conditions will improve markedly. I can't wait to show you how. Let's take a look right now, though, first through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, it is the exclusive home of the PermaFit solution, of course. It's cloudy in Winnipeg right now. It's windy, too. It's just 3 degrees. We ought to be hitting highs around this time of the day of 17 this time of year. Winds coming out of the north-northwest at 25 kilometers an hour. The pressure's rising and the humidity is 52%. Out in traffic, a live look at McPhillips on this Tuesday afternoon. Traffic busy but moving well there in both directions, or 3 directions, really, John.
Getting performance ready. All the details about how a historic downtown Winnipeg will be getting a new look coming up after the break. Canada exported more in March than it imported, and that's a reversal from February. BNN Bloomberg's Morella Fernandez has more.
The trade surplus, as it's called, was about $1.8 billion in March, and it is the first one we've seen in 6 months. Exports increased 8.5%. Imports fell 1.6%. Canada exported more gold and energy to the world, with the start of the war in Iran paralyzing the Strait of Hormuz. And about $49 billion worth of cars and light trucks were sent to the U.S. in March, and that's the highest it's been in a year. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to $73.40. West Texas Intermediate down over $4 to $102.27. Western Canadian Select up over $5 to $83.88. And the TSX lost 71 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
A big boost for a historic Winnipeg theater. The The province is committing $15 million to help with the restoration of the Pantages Playhouse Theatre. It closed its doors in 2018 due to age and renovation costs. The Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra and the Performing Arts Consortium of Winnipeg are collaborating on the revamp, which would include stage upgrades and modern acoustic systems. The 1,100-seat facility would also act as the new permanent home for the WSO. The groups are hoping to get another investment from the federal government and hope to reopen the theater in 2029. Saskatchewan is pushing back against the federal government's mandatory gun buyback program.
Saskatchewan property owners know that nobody's coming for their gun.
The province is using new legislation to skirt Ottawa's program. It will allow Saskatchewan gun owners to apply for certificates and exemptions to keep their prohibited firearms. Ottawa's mandatory buyback initiative aims to remove 2,500 prohibited guns that it describes as assault style. Saskatchewan has now launched an app for guns to be verified and appraised, protecting owners once the program's amnesty period ends on October 30th. The process will allow gun owners to be exempt from prosecution after the deadline, while allowing for fair market compensation.
Happiness. And down the other road, well, the other road is a dead end. And I said, that's not a crossroads, that's a T-junction.
Coming up, comedian Jimmy Carr adds another show here in Winnipeg. We'll have the details next in Spotlight. Brady has your spotlight today, and Colleen, the people have spoken.
Indeed they have. Comedian Jimmy Carr has added a second Winnipeg show this fall.
She said to me, Jimmy, we're at a crossroads in our relationship. Down one road is hard work and commitment, but ultimately, happiness. And down the other road, well, the other road is a dead end. And I said, that's not a crossroads, that's a T-junction.
Known for his razor-sharp wit and biting social commentary, the comedian has sold out venues across the globe. Carr was already scheduled to bring his Laughs Funny tour to Centennial Concert Hall on November 14th at 7 p.m. But the additional show now gives night owls a chance to laugh at 9:30 p.m. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. on jimmycarr.com. And if you're in Brandon, you can also catch him at Assiniboine Credit Union Place on November 15th.
He is very funny.
Yes.
A pair of Canadian country music acts are teaming up for a cross-country tour this fall.
And that includes a stop in Westman.
Gotta start from zero, way out here though, we're hometown heroes.
Dean Brody and musical duo The Reclaws are co-headlining the Hometown Heroes National Tour. The name is a reference to the song you just heard, Hometown Heroes, the latest collaboration between the two. They're set to take the stage at Brandon's Keystone Centre November 14th. Tickets go on sale Friday. Just head to KeystoneCentre.com or call its box office.
Well, from Beyonce to Amber Chamberlain and Canada's Hudson Williams, the Met Gala guests did not hold back this year.
Oh no, they showed up in costumes that turned the fashion is art dress code into a full-on showcase. The annual fashion show and fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute once again brought all the glitz and glamour. This year's exhibit, Costume Art, explores the relationship between the body and clothing, drawing connections between garments and objects throughout the museum's collection. But it wasn't all glitz and glamour. The Met was also met with protests outside the event aimed at billionaire Jeff Bezos, who sponsored the event for the first time. He and his wife reportedly made a $10 million donation and were named honorary chairs of the event. The move sparked calls from critics to boycott the Met Gala over wealth inequality and workers' rights.
Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have settled a lawsuit that was brought on, I guess, by the actress over the filming of that 2024 movie, It Ends With Us.
Now, this avoids a civil trial scheduled for later this month. Lively claimed Baldoni conspired with publicists to destroy her reputation after she privately accused him of sexual harassment on set. Both Lively and Baldoni were expected to testify about Lively's allegations of sexual misconduct by Baldoni. A statement said both sides hope the deal brings closure.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a mess. It's probably
really,
good for everybody that it just went away.
Yeah, it was an understatement to say it was messy, for sure.
Yeah. All right, we know Martin Short is a super funny
Yes.
guy. Now we're going to be getting a new way to appreciate him.
That's right. There's a new documentary on the Canadian comedian and actor.
I'll tell you something about Marty. Let's say you're going to host a dinner party, and you invite Marty.
I loved you in Home Alone. You're wonderful.
And then it turns out Marty can't come. You cancel the party.
It's a film about a comedic genius filled with comedic geniuses. Steve Martin, Eugene Levy, and the late Catherine O'Hara are among the people appearing to remind us all just how funny Martin Short is. Short's alter ego, Jiminy Glick, also makes an appearance, which should delight fans, myself included. Marty Life is Short starts streaming May 12th.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to it.
You couldn't have a documentary about him without Jiminy Glick, of course.
Of course not. All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Here is your Tuesday primetime lineup. Will Trent kicks things off at 7. At 8, catch Betrayal, Secrets and Lies. And wrapping up 3 episodes of The Big Bang Theory starting at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
It's cloudy and it's windy, but hey, at least it's not snowing. We'll take that. You'll have to take this temperature too. For now, it's 3 degrees, but I will show you coming up when it is going to warm back up again.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
There's a fresh and furry new face at Toronto Zoo. The zoo announced a brand new Bactrian camel calf was born Thursday morning. The little one stood up about 2 hours after that. The zoo says moments like this highlight just how important wildlife conservation is. These camels are critically endangered.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
CTV weather specialist Colleen Brady has your complete Skywatch forecast. And Colleen, I am hoping that we will not be getting too much more snow in the days to come.
There is an outside chance of more yet this evening, overnight, and into tomorrow morning. It's not a sure shot by any means. But yeah, we had snow earlier today here in Winnipeg and in Brandon and other parts of the south. Now, of course, snow in May in southern Manitoba is not unheard of, but it is a little tough to take at this point after the spring we've had. I took out the calendar and I had to count. We are now 6.5 weeks into the spring season. It's almost hard to say, but you wouldn't know it based on the conditions over the last couple of days. One more day tomorrow like today and yesterday, and then things start to change for the better. But for now, you can see those winds once again are coming out of the northwest. Cloudy. Doesn't look like we have any snow coming down anywhere here on our side of the provincial border. It is a different matter. Light snow falling in Kenora through Dryden there. And it is 0 in Kenora. It is 3 degrees here in Winnipeg and in Steinbach. And across much of the south, you can see Winkler, Morden, Brandon, Melita, all 3 degrees. Brandon, 4 degrees there. In the north, -3 in Thompson, Gilliman, and Churchill as well. Flin Flon, +3. We go throughout the night ahead. There's been some scattered flurries, a little bit of light snow sort of dotting the north over the last few hours. There may be a little bit more to come. There's not much to it, as you can see, but it's a little bit more focused there up in the northeast corner. Meanwhile, down here in the south, it is cloudy, outside chance of a few flurries. We have this very unstable air mass, if you will. It's just unsettled, really, is the better word. And you've got those northwest winds that have been persistent and strong, and we've got those flurries that have resulted. You can see narrow bands of it as we get into the night ahead and overnight. This is what I mean. Outside chance we might see a little bit more, but it would only be a little bit. I know you don't want to see any by this time of the year for sure. But once we get, look at this, Wednesday afternoon, almost like a curtain being pulled back. We see that sunshine first for western parts of the province, and then hopefully by tomorrow afternoon we'll see some sun here in Winnipeg. You see the sky clears out tomorrow night. Overnight we go into Thursday when the sunshine returns, and so do much warmer temperatures. Not quite where they ought to be for this time of year, but at least double digits. We'll take it. -2 is our overnight low. So yes, at this point in the year, we should not be dropping below freezing. Yet here we are. Chance of flurries later tonight and overnight. These gusty northwest winds start to break down mid-evening, and then tomorrow northwest winds still, but not the gusts. Still that chance of flurries primarily in the morning tomorrow. Cloudy otherwise with a high of 5 degrees, but hopefully some clearing late in the day. Plenty of clearing on Thursday. Feast your eyes on 14 degrees. Normal high for this time of year is closer to 17, but 14 sounds pretty good to me. So does 16 on Friday. We'll get more sunshine as we get into the afternoon, so that's great. The weekend looks pretty nice overall. Saturday and Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud both days with highs of 11 and 13 degrees. And then we soar all the way back up to 19 degrees by Monday in the sunshine. Let's take a look at our first weather photo. It's a lovely shot. This is out in East St. Paul. That photo was taken by Al. Now, this handsome, distinguished looking gentleman, there he is. His name is Gator. He's out at Boundary Creek at Winnipeg Beach. That photo is from Pat. Email us your photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. A forest in Czechia was the place to be over the weekend. That is, if you're into LARPing. About 100 people came out to live-action roleplay as characters from World of Warcraft. They use foam weapons instead of the real deal, but that doesn't mean that they don't take the event very seriously. Organizers spent weeks preparing for it. They built locations and coordinated activities. World of Warcraft is the best-selling game of its kind and of all time, with more than 40 million copies sold since 2004. That looks like a lot of fun, especially if you're really into those sorts of games.
Yes.
Have you ever played World of Warcraft?
I have not. Have you?
I have not. That is not my game. I'm sure it's wonderful, however, have not played it. But that looks like it would be fun.
Well, what did you say, 40 million copies?
Something like that.
Since 2004?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are digging it, John.
Yes,
Maybe
but
we need to try it.
Maybe we'll bring the LARPing event here to Winnipeg. We'll see. I'm sure there's lots of people who would love to do it.
Absolutely.
I will not be one of them, but I'm sure for all the rest of you.
But we'll be there to watch.
We will definitely
Yes,
watch
that's
and
what we
cover it.
do.
And then we will have it again on CTV News at 6, which will be in just half an hour. I hope you'll join us then.